all right. I am back. And this time I turned the mic volume up a little bit. While people are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and put this out on the social media side. So if you give me a few minutes to do that, we'll get started. I see we got one mic already. That's good. Okay. So let me put this out. I'm on Facebook now. Let me put this out on Facebook. And put this out on X. And we are good. Hello, EMS. Yeah, I washed my clothes a few days ago, so I'm caught up just about. And you know what? You know what's great is I'm caught up on a lot of stuff. I managed to get some '80s, quite a bit of '80s trivia questions for Saturday night. So I look forward to that. I look forward to bringing positivity and I look forward to bringing positivity and happiness. And that's exactly what I want. It's peaceful now. It's peaceful. It's too peaceful. If I'm not talking, I'll fall asleep sitting here. But yeah, I got a bunch of trivia questions ready for Saturday. A bunch of '80s. I do have some '90s. I have all kinds of trivia questions that I printed out. But because what happened, you know. But that's not going to happen here. Not now. All right. So this is what Ray and I'm just I'm reading the material that I have. It's this is what Ray Bonecrusher said in his last video. Hmm. The first thing is he said something about comments in his video, and I guess he said that some of what comments were made. I guess I guess what it is when people are calling out Mr. Ray Bonecrusher, he's saying that the comments that are left are fabrications. No, it's not fabrication. It's not fabrication. If we see the proof and the evidence and the receipts that Jeremy has shown, it's not fabrication. Hold on a minute. Exactly. Opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But I guess he gets up bent out of shape because people call him out. Well, you know, you have a right to your opinion. I have a right to my opinion. But sometimes you say the wrong things, and that's why you get the blowback that you get. You can't you can't I don't even know what to say about that. Um yeah, you have a right to your opinion, but sometimes, Mr. Bone Crusher, your opinion goes a little bit too far. Is what I'm trying to say. And then when you get called out, you get ups you get upset about it. Guess what? I won't kiss it. You know me. You know me. All right. So basically, he said this in his video. They said they come into his chat or they come into his videos, leave a comment, and leave. So he said, basically, and this is what he said: they come in, they take a crap, and leave. Hmm. Said they come into these chats, and it's almost like they are spewing out hate. And I get the following Jeremy. I was basically he's saying that everybody's following Jeremy, but he didn't say it straight out. He said that these people were, and he said that he learned that there's some of these people following somebody else, and said could almost prove it with most of them, and said he said that he also saw a few names that were recognized. Huh. But I mean, if you don't want people in your, it's just a plain and simple thing. Well, first of all, we're not. Jeremy isn't our leader. He's just a YouTube creator that we follow, that we watch because we like his content. And number two, sometimes the shit that you spew out of your mouth is going to have a repercussion from somebody that's on Jeremy's side. Pull up your big boy's pants and get over it. It's like EMS said, it's opinions. But then again, you want people to kiss your ass. exactly what he said. He said that later on in here. He said he said he had a fair amount of intelligence and he could see through a person easily. Intelligence. Okay, I'm not saying that he's not an intelligent person or anything, but isn't there something in your mind that should be telling you stop talking about Jeremy because you got served? Obviously, he doesn't get that part of it because he's just like the rest of them. Flap their gums, flap their gums, flap their gums, flap their gums. You know, if Spawn's in here, um, welcome. But what he's talking about is people leaving hate comments on his channel. Well, if people are leaving hate comments on your channel, it's because, and I thought about this before when I took a shower and I was soaking in a tub, because soaking in the tub helps my back. I was sitting there thinking about that. Okay, if you're getting hate comments on your channel, one, you can block them, that they can't leave a comment. But you also need to realize you open up your mouth and say things that are not exactly, you know, true. You've been known to tell a fib or two. I've caught you several times telling lies and stirring up trouble. So, you always want to hear that it's not the other person's fault. It's not that person's fault. This time it is your fault. And if you're having a problem with hate comments, you can block that user. You have to click them little dots. You have to click those three little dots, and it'll say, and one of the options should be block that user. And when you block them, it puts them into a list that they're just like our friends from the past. Their names are banned. They can come in, but they can't leave comments. Simple as that. That's how you stop. That's how you stop hate comments. That's how. Basically, that's how you stop hate comments. You just block that user. Don't respond to it, and don't let it get upset. Don't let it get you upset. I don't let comments that people leave on here upset me. If I did that, I'd be a mess. But when people leave comments like that on my channel, I just block them and go on to the next comment. And most of the time, I respond, "Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support." And here's something that EMS just said. And this is something that EMS was talking about. Some were trolling a channel, making remark, and said I should have put in the the actual transcript, but I didn't want to do that. I'm trying to save ink because that stuff is expensive as hell. I don't know if it is trolling. It could be. But he's talking about following a leader. I need better handwriting. I guess he's talking about. He said something about there are channels out there with zero subs and some with a few videos from that they borrowed from somebody else, and they weren't even theirs. Hmm. Well, I'll tell you one thing before I go on with this. Every video that's on this channel is one that I've made. I've never borrowed any videos to put content on my channel, and I would never do that. So I don't think he's talking from. I think what he's talking about is some of these channels that don't have any subscribers and don't have any videos. That some of them people who have these channels are borrowing videos from somebody else, and they're not theirs. But the thing is, every video that's uploaded to this channel, I'm gonna kill my fucking neighbors today. Any videos that are on this channel are made by me. I took the time out to make these videos. Well, I would normally print a transcript, except for the two fleas. And I don't use cursive. I print. But if I had to print a two fleas transcript, that's too much paper and ink. So I just rather sit here and read the transcript and just make notes because it just I don't my handwriting sucks and everything. I know my handwriting sucks and everything, but you got to save paper and ink because that stuff is expensive. I mean those. Um, the extra capacity cartridge for this printer is like $25. But yeah, every video that's on this channel is one that's been created by me. I don't borrow other people's content. But then again, I expect people not to use my content in a way that's violating my copyright. And I will say this before, you could throw fair use out of the you could throw fair use out because I don't believe in fair use. I mean, as far as using my videos or any of my content, I don't believe there's fair use. You know, if you're using my content and I see it and you're using it without my permission, I'm going to copyright strike you. That's all there is to it. That's my right. I'm the one that takes the time to have to make these videos. All right. Then he goes on to say, said that people following somebody else and said that was a negative. Hmm. He's talking about my channel, my channel, my channel. People are doing stuff that's negative. Well, you know what? You bring negativity when you say the things that you say on your channel, and it's not the right thing, or you're doing something, you're saying something about somebody that you really don't have. I mean, you have a right to have your opinion about somebody, but you need to draw the line there and quit stepping over that line. But see, you bring negative when you say something about somebody, you bring the negativity on yourself. You can't blame anybody but yourself. And then he said most of the stuff is coming from Jeremy. People like Jeremy and or Tug or Megan and Shizzy Wiznut. And he also mentioned Veteran Nation. So I guess he's talking about people putting negative. Oh, he said it was putting a negative outlook. But see, you put a negative outlook. What you say puts a negative outlook on your YouTube channel. What you say and what you do. Yeah, that's because you put that negative. You put that negative outlook. You're the one that you say what you say, and that's why people put that negative outlook on you. You first of all, you are the one to blame. You are the one that took the flea side. Okay, you got the subscribers that you got, over 10,000 subscribers, because you got promoted. I think it was DUI guy. Was it DUI guy? I believe it was DUI guy promoted you and your channel because you said you were on Jeremy's side. Then you turn around and say, then you turn around after you got the subscribers that you were on the Two Fleas side and you were on John and Michelle's side. And then you start spouting your mouth, and now all of a sudden you're down from 10,000 subscribers to only 8,000 subscribers. You are the one, sir, that's to blame for that. You can't blame Jeremy or Tug or Megan or Shizzy or Veteran Nation. You are the one that brings on the negativity yourself. And that's why you lost subscribers. You know? So you have nobody to blame, sir, but yourself because of your actions. And those actions, again, had consequences. Nobody wanted to subscribe to your channel because you were talking negatively about Jeremy Hales. That's why you lost 2,000 subscribers, I believe he lost. A little bit more than 2,000 subscribers on his channel he lost. Because it was the negativity that you put. It was negativity that you put on your channel. And they said there was quite a few followers of Jeremy, and you. Oh, damn it. Spammers are calling. The spammers are calling. The spammers are coming. Before I got interrupted by the damn phone, said that there were quite a few followers of Jeremy, and you. If he says something to them, then it's almost like it goes to one people and out to the people out there. So I guess what he's trying to say is, if Jeremy says something, if Jeremy talks about something, it automatically goes out to his followers, and I think it's the way it should be. I don't know why that would have to change. Sometimes I don't know what this old man be rambling about. And then he said he gets between 10 and 30 people commenting, spewing their hate. Well, this goes back to what I said at the very, very beginning. It's what you open your mouth and say on your channel. And these people are just responding. I mean, you have the right to your opinion. But if you're going to spout off all the time about Jeremy and accusing Jeremy of doing something to John and Michelle every time you turn around, and people don't like that because they know the truth, they're going to call you out. Yeah, he changed his opinion because of the child. Okay? What have you? The question is, have you done anything for them? I think he bought a couple sections of fence. I think he bought a couple sections of fence when the fence was going up. I don't know. Are you sending Michelle and John any money to live off of, to go buy food and stuff for the kids, for the kid, or medicine for the kid if she needs medicine? You all say it's about the child, but see, that's the thing. If we show concern for the child, we're exploiting her. Yeah, if we show any kind of concern for that child, all of a sudden we're exploiting her. You know, sometimes I do believe the dingbats come out at night. I swear to God, dingbats come out at night. Maybe we need to stick Ghostbusters after them. Let them get zapped by one of those proton packs and send them into another reality. And you think somebody of his generation and his age would know better, would show some kind of wisdom. And I will say this, it's people like my generation, I don't know if it's yours, EMS, because I'm a Generation Xer, but when I was growing up, we were taught to have respect. It seemed that certain people after the generations after my generation, and it seems like people, the generations after our generation, don't know or don't have that respect that they're supposed to have. But at least I know that my parents taught me to have respect and taught me right from wrong. Yes, I fucked up in my life several times. I fucked up in my life, but I learned from that, and it made me a better man. And that's why there's a new YouTube channel, because I made some mistakes and it costed me. But here we are with a new channel and a new outlook. And now we're talking about John got into an argument. He was yelling at John, says that he grabbed his jewels and yelled at John. And when people get carried away, I guess what he's trying to say that Jeremy did it to make content for his channel. So what he's saying is that one where Jeremy must have said that or did that, that people 10 people took it down, or 10 people reported it for language. I've never heard Jeremy use any kind of foul language. Never. The only one I've heard use foul language was Michelle and John. And that goes back to, is that what you is that what your kid, is that what your child is learning? Teaching them to do the stuff that you do? That's not right. Oh, Ray, what am I going to do with you, sir? Ray Bonecrusher is a few sandwiches short of a picnic and a few french fries short of a happy meal. And then I'm going to say this too. Unless you find a video that's offensive, report it. But don't I am not 100% behind people mass reporting YouTube channels and video content. If you want to do that, that's fine. Nobody here, I'm telling everybody that's here that we don't do that here. If you see something that's offensive, just report it and move on. Don't get 10 people or 12 people to come on there and just mass report it. Excuse me. And they said something also, it might have been a copyright issue too. I don't know how anything like that could be a copyright issue. That's another thing too. Well, the fleas do it all the time. And they'll actually sit there and admit, I believe I have, well, she actually admitted that she copyright struck Shara because of her fucking logo. I don't know if logos are, I don't know if that falls under content or not. But even if you did, I don't think I really don't. In my opinion, I don't think that Shara getting copyright struck for the logo was just part of it. I think that Shara got struck because the truth was coming out about them, and they didn't want to get exposed. But that's my opinion. Said it got. He said he's seen it and no, it is a hate. It's a hate thing. He was spewing all the. I swear to God, sometimes oh, I'm not gonna go back and get the transcript. I mean, he's just ridiculous. It's all he's pointing the finger at other people, saying it's blame. Basically, it's blame Jeremy. And then he said that channels that follow Jeremy were on. He's saying that some of the channels of Jeremy, some of the followers of Jeremy, are following Jeremy. They said that they were out for blood. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a hate campaign. I'll get this. And I'm going to call this person Lips. I'm not going to say what her real name is. I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. Said that they found Lips' channel and just berated her and used all the social media, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Exactly. And then he said he found an Antichrist statement from one of his subscribers and said he shut that down and said enough. Well, yeah. I mean, if I saw something like that on here, I would shut it down too. But he kind of incites this. He incites this kind of behavior. You can't say that this is all, you know, the subscribers of Jeremy Hales. It's your subscribers too, sir. Because a lot of the subscribers that are on his channel are also on the Two Fleas channel. A lot of them. And I've seen where the Two Fleas were in his live stream chat. Exactly. And we all saw the email that Bruce sent that his intention was to create the anti what the hell's media ecosystem to take down Jeremy's YouTube enterprise or empire or whatever. So you can't deny that. We all saw the proof. And then he said, the people trolling the people trolling me are looking for a leader, and once they zoomed in into a leader, and don't hear, see any version of it as hmm. And then he said that this thing might never get resolved between Jeremy and John and Michelle. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to get resolved, but I don't think it's going to be in a way that Michelle's going to like it because they're sitting on their side. They're sitting on that side saying that Jeremy can't take her land and the property and anything that's worth value. I beg to differ with that. I beg to differ with that. I beg to differ about that. He said that there were a lot of bad people out there involved in it, and is going to do nothing but get worse until it gets to be very end, and said it's solved by the law. And here we go again. And this is a false statement. This is what I mean about it's the comments that come out of your fucking mouth that get your ass into trouble. That's what got you into trouble. It's statements like this. Said that the family was being attacked. If you didn't, if you don't believe them, ask Bruce. And then he's talking about Bruce was being attacked on a regular basis. It said it was daily and nightly, and it does not stop. Exactly. Said Michelle and John been going through this for a couple of years. Okay. Well, Michelle and John, he said that Michelle and John are coming. Uh, uh, Michelle and John have been going through whatever this is for a couple of years. Okay. That's Michelle playing victim. It's that victim mentality. It's just like Lips, Miss Lips. She started all this shit. And then all of a sudden, when there was blowback and she got called out, she's playing a victim. That's why she's suing. It's the same thing with Michelle. This shit backfired on her, and now she's being sued and she's playing victim. She's playing the victim. And just like the two fleas, they got called out about their bullshit. And guess what? They're playing victim. And they're lying and denying everything that was said. But we've seen the proof. He said bully tactics were being used on them, said they need to protect them, and he said that they couldn't get out because people were posting these attacks everybody. That is around said that, well, he said that they're working towards their way. He said that they're working their way towards finishing the house. of the home. Okay, well, if they're working on finishing the home, I want to see the permits. I want to see the permits for the structure. I want to see permits for the electrical, the plumbing, HVAC, all that stuff. You have to have those permits before you can start construction. And it has to be approved by the county or the city that you're in. And then he said that they had to modify the fence to maintain privacy of the little girl from people have done what something about being attacked. Hmm. But that's the truth. I want to see the permits. I want to see the permit for structure. I want to see the permits for HVAC. I want to see the plumbing, electrical, and stuff like that. And then that inspector has to go back and inspect it and approve of it. Because if it's not inspected and it's not approved, they have to fix it. Exactly. Exactly. It's people like them that are grifting. But the thing is, EMS, it is homesteading. But the thing is, they don't realize that they can lose everything. Because people forget that Brett and Therese Granger are suing her for over $50,000. And she don't have $50,000, $56,000, I think it was. 50 something $1,000, and she's being sued by Therese and Brett for filing that frivolous lawsuit in the trespass case. And I don't think anything has come up any new on that. Let me check. Granger Brett. I don't know which one is the current one. All I see is the 5th of this month. Return Mayor Travis Willis. Order setting hearing. What's this motion for tax costs? Yeah, there's nothing new on the trespass. I think the thumbnail comes up in about 2 weeks, doesn't it? So this is filed on the 23rd. And this is in the trespass. Defendants: Therese Granger, Brett Granger, defendants, and through the undersigned attorneys pursuant to Florida's Rules of Civil Procedure 1.525 and Florida Statute 57.041, respectfully move that this honorable court enter an order awarding taxable costs in this case in the defendant's favor against the plaintiffs, Michelle Preston and H.G. Preston, through her mother, Michelle Preston, and in support thereof, state the above mentioned case is an action in excess of $50,000. Two, the plaintiffs allege that defendants committed wrongful acts sounding in tort and sought damages for intentional infliction of emotional distress. So, in other words, yeah, she's being sued for $50,000, and everybody in their anybody that anybody and their brother knows she don't have $50,000. I don't know how. I want to know how the hell she got away with that homesteading thing. I'll tell you what's funny. You know what? maybe I should maybe I should go down to Otter Creek at night and put a big old sign on that fence. Town dump. Town of Otter Creek dump. 'Cause it's exactly what it is. She never cleaned it up. Yeah, I'm just wondering how she got that. If that property was nothing but see that's the thing. If you look at that if you look up that property, it says that it's vacant. There's no house on it. In order for you to claim homesteading, don't you have to actually have a physical house on the property to do so? I mean, I could be wrong, but if you're going to claim homesteading, don't you have to have an actual house, a site built house on the property for it to be considered homesteading? Yes, she has the homesteading thing. The property is marked homesteading, but don't you have to have some kind of physical house on the property before you could actually claim homesteading? I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't matter whether or not if the property is set up as homesteading. The fact of the matter is, if there is a substantial judgment against her, that property is gone. Anything that's on that property is gone. And I'm pretty sure that if there's a substantial, um, if there's a substantial judgment on her, the property can be sold, and the money go to pay out the judgment. Yeah, they had to pay property tax. I'm sure the people who own this building have to pay the property tax every year on this building. I'm sure that everybody in my neighbors who own homes and businesses here have to pay property tax. Pay the property tax. See, and the two fleas will say, well, she's not going to lose her home. She's not going to lose everything. Jeremy's not going to get a penny of it. Bullshit. If Jeremy doesn't get it, Therese and Brett will get some of it because if the judgment is in favor of Therese and Brett, something's got to give to pay off that 50,000. They don't get it. She is going to lose everything. She's going to lose the property. She's going to lose that burned dominium. She's going to lose everything because it's Michelle. It's because of what Michelle and John are doing. This has nothing to do with Jeremy. It has nothing to do with Willis, Travis. It didn't have anything to do with Rex. It didn't have anything to do with Deputy. What's his name? Being on that property, retrieving Lloyd's stuff. Lloyd gave them permission to go on the property and get his stuff and remove it. And then in the end, too, when you see this, Michelle thought, well, you know what? This the thumbnail case. She thought that the thumbnail case was going to be a paycheck. That backfired on her. The thing with the temporary restraining order on Jeremy, thought it was going to be some kind of big win and a paycheck for her. That didn't work. She thought that the trespass 5 thing was going to be a paycheck for her, but it backfired. She dismissed all 3 of those cases. Yeah, Corporal Gregory. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. When you start getting old, your mind. Every time I have a brain fart, it shits itself. So yeah, she thought it would go away, but it isn't. And I think the thumbnail one is coming up in 2 weeks. I think that's why Jeremy said he had to go back to Florida. Then you got Lips the lawyer filing that frivolous lawsuit against Jeremy and all them. Lady, you're the one that brought that shit on yourself. Yeah. Oh my God. Are these people not that damn intelligent? Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. You have to have a brain cell to have any kind of intelligence. Now, I'm not mocking people that, you know, It just seems that stupidity must run rapid with some of these folks in these smaller towns like that, especially John. And he's the main. He can be. He's the biggest antagonist of all of this, and that's why you keep getting found guilty of breaking a protection order because they can't shut the damn mouth long enough. And they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to end up in fucking jail. Don't they realize that their actions have serious consequences? Holy shit! I gotta get some coffee. I mean, this is just too much to process. You think that, well, yeah, you have to have a brain cell to have any kind of intelligence. And maybe their intelligence should have, maybe their mind should have told them to shut the fuck up when you got that cease and desist. But no, they got to run their damn mouth and keep on and keep on and keep on. That's why Jeremy is suing them. If somebody said that shit about me, that I arped a 5-year-old girl, a 5-year-old kid, like they did to Jeremy, I don't. I'd be beyond pissed off. I don't know how Jeremy keeps his composure in this whole damn thing. I really don't. All right. Oh, oh. Ow. Exactly. Helicopters. I'll tell you what's a cool helicopter, and that's the Bell 222, the one that Airwolf was. That was a cool helicopter. And from my understand, one of them is at a mansion in Beverly Hills. Oh, is that thing? Is that true? That what I heard, what I saw earlier before I came on, there was a plane crash in San Diego. I don't know. It came up on my news feed when in Windows when before I came online. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I just that might be old news, but I don't know. Okay, so this is from the Two Fleas live stream, and we're gonna try to get. I'm gonna get to the 2 hour thing. So wherever I leave off today, I'll just add it on, or I'll do it tomorrow because I know they go live on Thursdays. So I'll just add it on to that. But yeah, this is from the Two Fleas uh, on the 20th, which was 2 days ago. No, I'm not behind. I'm caught up now. This will get me caught up. We're pretty close to being caught up. She said she's still calling Jeremy childish names like Germ or the Germ. Jesus, Lisa, grow up. Jesus. Said Jeremy lied his ass off in his short. So I guess he lied. So I guess it has something to do with Richard Lickman, Richard Luthman being served. Because he said that Jeremy said that he got served, but now they're saying that he wasn't. And it looks like the person, Paint Chips McGee, that used to come in this channel, was in their chat. I guess he was causing problems. I think he got banned. And then again, she said that Richard didn't get served. Said she don't. Hmm. She said she doesn't. She don't copyright anyone until she didn't copyright anyone until Shara took the logos and used them as a thumbnail. She might have her right on that. She might have her rights with that. But to be honest with you, you know, said all of this was evidence in all of this. So I don't know what she means by that. Yeah, I saw that too. So I guess she said that all this is evidence in this case. So she said that Jeremy posted. So she's saying that Jeremy. I couldn't read it for a second. My eyes are not that good. Said that Jeremy posted that short because he needed content. So let me get this straight before we go on to this. Okay, so if Jeremy wants to post shorts or he wants to post any kind of content on his channel, that's his right. You sit on your fucking platform for 3, 4, or 5, or 6 or more hours talking shit to make content. So why can't Jeremy make content? I don't get this. Said that she had to. She said that she had to record his shorts because that was about deuce, 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 and said that Jeremy was obsessed. Uh, Lisa, I hate to tell you this, but you've had a long, long hate. You are so obsessed with Jeremy that for 9 months you've been carrying on this fucking hate campaign on your YouTube channel. Who's the one that's obsessed? It's not Jeremy. Okay, and she brought up this question, but then she said that she asked who was being served, and said if you don't have their address, how can they be served? Hmm, that is a good question. If you don't have that person's address, how can they be served? But then why are you dodging being served? Why, you know? And then said Jeremy was lying again. Said Megan should watch herself because she could lose her YouTube channel. Yeah, she actually said that. She said that Megan needs to watch herself because she could lose her YouTube channel. Only if you fucking keep reporting her for shit that's not false reporting people, false flagging channels. And they'll sit there and do that shit. They'll false flag fucking channels. If you don't agree with something that's on that channel, then don't go to that channel and don't watch it. It's as simple as that. I mean, simply, if you don't want content, if you don't like a certain video, and you don't like a certain YouTube channel, don't go to it anymore. That's what I did. And that's what Trin did. We don't watch their content. If you don't like their content or what they're saying, don't subscribe to them. Simple as that. You know, but you have to monetize the haters. You have to false flag YouTube channels because you don't like Jeremy. Uh, who are the ones that are obsessed? Lisa, Kendra, Robbie, Bruce, all them on that other side. You're the ones that are obsessed. You just got that hatred in your heart. You just have that hatred in your damn heart that you just can't get rid of. And it was probably over something stupid that you should have just passed it by. But then again, you listen to the lies of Michelle Preston, and you took her side believing those lies. So if anybody gets in trouble, it's going to be them. It's your fault. Now, Jeremy just put a thing out here. It said legal issues distressing. But I don't know if because that could be clickbait. Because sometimes he'll do that. He'll say something, a title in the video, but he'll be talking about storage units. He might be talking about it. Yeah, it is distressing. If what Jeremy just posted in his video is true, it is distressing having to go through all this bullshit. But see, people can't stop running their fucking mouth about Jeremy. They can't stop attacking that man. Jeremy doesn't deserve any of this. Yeah, exactly. I don't normally watch them. I just look at the transcript, and I can go by what the transcript says. And then she said that what Megan did that night was retaliation for a germ. They all did it, and said they did it on their YouTube channels and did it on Facebook and created a group that got removed. So in other words, I guess what's happening currently, somebody made a Facebook page and it got removed. Who gives a shit? I'm not on Facebook all that much. I go on Facebook maybe every once in a while. If if it's getting close to bedtime, I'll go on Facebook for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour and just watch reels until I get too tired. But I don't live my life on Facebook. Yeah, I can't watch them either. That's why I go by what the transcript says. Uh, and then she actually admitted she watched Megan and Tug's live stream that night. Said YouTube did not remove Lips' channel. She did. And I'm just calling her Lips. I don't want to say her real name. We just call her Lips. Everybody knows who it is, so we'll just call her Lips. He said Megan was going over the filing and stuff and was mocking Lips. Said Megan does not care about YouTube. Her YouTube. If she didn't care about her YouTube, why is she on there doing her thing? Yeah, I didn't know who she was until 3 days ago. And I heard it on Megan and Tug, so said Lips contacted Megan to do an interview, and Megan can't. Oh, and Megan ignored. So what it's saying is, he said Lips contacted Megan to do an interview, and Megan ignored her and said Megan said, "quote I don't have time, like you have not." And so the way she's saying this is, Megan said that she doesn't have the time because Lips wasn't relevant or whatever, and said she was bitching if she's not relevant, and why were you attacking her? uh, Sometimes I wonder about these people. Sometimes I wonder about these people. Okay, said if she wasn't relevant, why did she ever? Why did everyone of her minions under Jeremy, one by one, go back to back, and attack her with sharing information? That doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense. But then again, I don't think these idiots actually made any sense. Yeah, she was calling out, she was sharing that information, trying to find out about what was going on. I don't think that Megan attacks anybody, making fun of people. I just think she was just calling them, and she got called out. Lips got called out, and now she's playing victim. Said she went into Shizzy's and made him. Okay, so she said that Megan went into Shizzy's and made him repeat his little open letter bullshit, which is filled with fabrication and lies. Huh. I think Shizzy's open letters are funny, and they tell the truth. But that's my opinion. But I think that Shizzy's open letters are funny, but they also tell the truth. And then she goes on to say, said what? So she said what she exactly said was absolute defamation, harassment, and bullying. Oh, bullshit. 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 Megan and Tug don't do that. Said that Megan goes to Rumble. Okay, so she said that Megan goes to Rumble to make sure her channel don't get taken down. Yeah, because some of the stuff is some stuff. It's like this. If I had information about something and if I put it on this channel, my channel will get taken down for it. If I used Rumble, Rumble don't care. Because I think Rumble is one of those other sites that lets people express their freedom. Said Megan was. Oh my goodness. Said that Megan was dressing up Muppets to make fun of lips. Yeah, she said that Megan was dressing up Muppets to make fun of lips. So, I mean, I don't have a picture of myself on this computer. I would have to do it on the computer in the bedroom. And I might do that one day, make a Muppet of myself. I don't know. I might be able to take a picture and I might be able to take a picture and make a Muppet out of myself. I don't know. Sounds like it's fun. But what does this have to do with anything? So Megan is dressing up Muppets to make fun of her. What the fuck you been doing for 9 months? Putting Jeremy's head on different things and using it to mock him. This goes back to it's okay for my channel to do this, but if others do it, it's wrong. You talk about Megan dressing up Muppets to make fun of lips, but yet you put pictures of Jeremy's head on different things and use it against him and use it to mock him. Why is it okay for you to do it, but if somebody else does it, you got a fucking hard on about it? Said that said Megan can call it a Muppet and said Megan was a freaking puppet. She has been a puppet for months. Her and Tug and all of them. Huh. And this is the shit that comes out of their damn mouth during their live streams. To me, that's sounding like defamation to me. But it's like Megan said, she doesn't want to sue unless it's some kind of government agency, and she'll only do it if she has to. I mean, I don't blame her because that shit drags on for months and months and months and years and shit like that. Basically, it's the same thing with me. There are a bunch of people that are on YouTube that are insignificant to me. I don't pay them attention. They stop paying me attention. So, because if I actually, it's like I said to you yesterday. I believe I said something to you yesterday. I have information, but I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Because I know that this would have passed. I know this is going to pass, and I know this channel is going to grow without them. So that's why I still have their information, but I never used it or never did what I said I was going to do because they're insignificant to me. They're just a bug on the windshield to me. Said that you can tell where Shizzy gets his information from because he is lying and said he's repeating the same bullshit from Tug and Megan when she is reporting she's reading these documents, and then she reads two sentences and starts speculating all the stuff and goes back to almost like rehearsed, and they're I can't. Well, you talk about Shizzy. I'm going to tell you something about Shizzy Wiznut. That man is way much smarter than. I'll tell you what. The expert, Megan, Tub, Shizzy, Jeremy, and all these other people that cover this stuff. Squid. They're a hell of a lot smarter than you are, Two Fleas. They're a lot smarter and a lot more intelligence than you do. And then she said she is criticizing and commenting and reactions on crap that they pulled last night. Okay, well, if you're critiquing and commenting like you say you're doing, sounds a lot like defamation. Sounds like you are really defaming Jeremy. Exactly. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And I know what she's talking about with this. Said that Megan reminded her of that little girl in the back, always trying to be the lawyer or the reporter. And I forgot what movie she referenced. Oh, Peggy Sue Got Married. That was a Peggy Sue Got Married. I guess she's talking about the little girl in the back that tried to be a reporter. Exactly. Exactly, EMS. If they did the research like they were supposed to do the research, they'd know how all this got started. I agree with you on that. Okay? Take your time. And then she said something about mocking lips and said Megan, oh, oh. You talk about you talk about making fun of people's looks. Okay, you sit there on your fucking platform and you talk about how Jeremy or anybody else made fun of Bruce's looks. But yet here you are on your fucking platform saying that Megan was mocking lips, and then she said that Megan looked like a big ass freaking jaw. That's exactly what the hell she said. You know what, Lisa? Fuck you. Okay? You talk. You're a fucking two-faced. Because you talk. You don't like it when Jeremy makes fun of other people or other people's looks. But here you are on your fucking platform and said that Megan looked like a big fucking jaw. And then she said that Megan was pretending to be a journalist. Oh my God. So everybody, I don't. It doesn't look like we're gonna get through all of this, but I'm gonna try to get as much as I can within the 2 hours. So yeah, I mean, you know what? Megan Fox is more a reporter and a journalist than you are. You're just jealous because she has 50,000 subscribers on her channel, and you only got 3,000. Okay, then she said Lips wanted to talk to Megan, and again, it's like, I'm not going to give you my work. So, in other words, from what she said in this statement, I guess Lips was trying to get information about Jeremy, and Jeremy or Megan said, "Well, I'm not going to give you my work," and she has that right. Anything that she does is her intellectual property. Anything she reports on is her. Any information that she has, she doesn't have to give it out to anybody. It's like I said, I have information, but I don't give it out, and I haven't used it. Admits she got screenshots and links, and if it is something she needs to see. Okay, so again, we go back to way back. We're gonna turn on the way back machine here. She said that she doesn't send her subscribers or her minions to other people's live streams or videos to get screenshots. But yet she said here just in that statement said that she admitted that she looks at screenshots. And then she said that what she saw last night or that night was brutal and said it was I don't know what the hell she means by this. Oh, she said it was brutal and it was harsh and said it to the conspiracy with Megan and Tug and Shizzy. I have no idea what the fuck that meant. Said that Lips was a lawyer was not a lawyer in the case, but she was going over the law and said she was unbiased. She said that Shizzy's open letters were fake and said he had a bunch of nothing. Oh, so now this is an attack on Shizzy. So this is an attack. And this is what I mean. If they're not on Jeremy, they're attacking Megan, or they're attacking Tug, or they're attacking Shizzy, or they're attacking somebody. Because that's their motive. That's their narrative, to attack people. Now, I agree you have the right to freedom of speech, but I think that freedom of speech, there should be a line. You have to draw a line at freedom of speech and what's defamation. Said Shizzy. I can't read what the hell. Said Shizzy was nothing but a vile, and he was lying through his teeth. Said that Megan and Tug pulled the transcript of her past shows and said they were reading and speculating crap the whole time. It's not. I'm not speculating on. I'm not using their transcripts to speculate. We all know they're liars. You know. Yeah, I agree with you. Nothing but liars. And they attack people just to make their. They attack people because that's part of their narrative. And usually, sometimes that backfires on them. I had to make sure I read that right when I did that. Number 36 on my notes said that they were said, said that all they were doing is lying, bashing, or whatever. Okay, so if Megan and Tug and Shizzy are supposedly bashing people, what the fuck are you doing on your damn platform? What the fuck are you doing to Jeremy? And I'm not going to apologize for cussing. Because they can go fuck themselves. I mean, you sit there on your fucking platform and you trash and you bash Jeremy every fucking time you get. And then when you don't have nothing on Jeremy, you bash other people and trash other people. So why the fuck is it okay for you to do it, but if somebody else does it, you're going to start getting on their goddamn case about it? You know what, Lisa? Fuck you. Damn. Did you hear what I said about she made a big deal over Megan and Tug. I don't know if you heard me or not. She made a big deal about Megan and Tug, saying, about how making fun of how lips looked. And then she went on there. She actually said that Megan looked like a big ass jaw. I don't know what the hell this means, but she said that Megan was not playing Jeremy, and said Jeremy did in fact defame Lips on his live, and said Megan was sitting alone, was going along for the right, saying, "Or because you you sound you're suing." So I guess she's suing. Lips is suing Jeremy and them because they called her a muppet. Oh, come on. Get the fuck over it. Jesus. How many times, Lisa and Tori and all you motherfuckers on that side, how many times do you call Jeremy Germ or the Germ or Jeremy? This goes back to it's okay for you to say shit, but if somebody else says shit, it's not right. They're defaming them. That's bullshit. Said Megan defamed Lips, and said she was not disbarred, and said she tried to retire before being disbarred. So she actually admitted that part. She actually admitted that part. So in other words, they said that Megan defamed her by saying that she was disbarred, but she said Lisa spoke up and said, "Well, she retired before she could get disbarred." So there was something there that she was going to get disbarred for. So Jimmy said there would be countersuits, and said no case. And then she said that his case has no merit. So in other words, what she's saying is if Jeremy countersues Lips, his case doesn't have any merit. Uh, I hate to disappoint you, but I do believe that anything that Jeremy has, any evidence, is going to debunk what you just said. I'm going to read one more, and then because we're getting close to the 2 hour mark. But I'm going to read one more and talk about it. I'll read a little bit more. Oh, what did I leave out? Oh, and she's saying that Lips did not take down her. So she's saying that Lips did not take did not back down the lawsuit, back out of the lawsuit. It was still there, and Lips was not playing with these. I can't. Or she wasn't playing games. Yeah, exactly. Fuck around and find out. And this is the last one for today. We'll pick this up tomorrow because I know that they're going to go live tonight. So I'm going to have to go do all that. I mean, we're almost through this, but I'm going to pick this up tomorrow because we are close to the 2 hour mark. So we left off here. So yeah, we're going to continue this tomorrow. It is close to the 2 hour mark. We are really close to getting the 2 hour mark tonight. I appreciate everybody that comes in and watches and listens to me. It's like I said, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to debunk them. Because all they do is tell lies and the truth needs to be put out there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to put the truth out. If you get butthurt about it, too bad. Okay, well, we're getting close. We're getting close. Um, Again, I want to thank everybody who comes in and watches and supports my channel. If you're not a subscriber to this channel and you like the content that you see on this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification. By subscribing, you are supporting this channel in a big way, and when you hit the notification, that lets you know when I go live or a new video is being uploaded to the channel. And don't forget to hit that like button, you guys. So we're going to continue this tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll have more stuff tomorrow. So you all have a wonderful evening. I will see you again tomorrow. And don't forget, trivia is Saturday at 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Eastern time. So please come in and join us, and let's have some fun. Okay, everybody, it's time to go. You all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again here tomorrow. Bye bye.